Fellow Americans goes into the theaters, you're going to Washington, D.C., I understand.
Right, yeah.
Tell me about this honor that's coming up for you.
Well, it's the Kennedy Center Honors, and I'm thrilled, needless to say. Awards are lovely as long as they're kept in perspective. And the Oscars, for instance, I think are just sensational. But the difference is that, like so many other awards, an Oscar, just to pick that, or an Emmy or a Tony or whatever it might be, is for a specific performance. Whereas the AFI, the Film Institute Life Achievement Award, or the Kennedy Center Honors is for a body of work. And that is really what any artist in any craft level, I think, really cares more about, is the body of work, and it certainly is what you would like to be remembered for, not for one or two specific paintings or poems or performances.
How many people will be there with you? I understand
there's
Mr.
five.
Mathau?
There's five every year. Yeah, this year is Edward Albee, the playwright, Maria Tall Chief, great ballerina, Johnny Cash, and oh, great, Jack.
That's okay.
And Lemmon, but I left one out. I forgot.
We can come back to it because
Anyway.
it strikes me as ironic. I mean, the president will be there, correct?
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
here you are playing an ex-president on screen with the real thing right there in the room. That's got to
Right.
occasion a little bit of reflection, I suppose.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He might have seen it by
Yeah,
then.
that's what I'm wondering, right?
Yeah, I'll
Is it,
find out.
Was it easy to be a Republican?
No.
Why not?
Well, because I'm such a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat and always have been. However, you forget that. I really didn't even think about the fact that he was Republican as averse to a Democrat once we got started. I thought more about the individual character and his characteristics. He could just as well, without changing anything, have been the head of a corporation, as far as his behavior went, I think.
I love the presidential library. That tells
Yeah.
us so much about you.
Yeah, it does.
We could enumerate a few of the items in there.
Oh, Lordy, he had this man will do anything for a nickel. He had, my favorite was the presidential doll,
Yes.
where you could pull the string in the back and it would say, time to go to bed, this is your president. And then he'd go into his typical speech about our children are like our dreams, they must be nourished and helped and allowed to run free and blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
your character spends a lifetime polishing that speech.
Oh, yeah.
Working with James Garner, one, had you had that opportunity before?
No.
And two, is it apples and oranges, or can you make a comparison between him and somebody like Mathau?
No, it's not apples and oranges. They're very much alike in the working relationship. In other words, I felt a great ease with Jim, just as I do with Walter, who's like my brother. And from day one, from the first reading, really, with the whole cast sitting around a table, before we ever started the film, I knew that we were in the sense that it was so relaxed. And working with him is just, it's not work.
Yeah.
You know,
Before
it's fun.
our time flies, if I could return once more to the award,
Yeah.
December 8, I believe.
Yes.
As you are there, beyond the recognition of such a thing, what will go through your head? I mean, how will you regard your career and how you've connected with audiences at a moment like that?
I think that with these particular awards, which I've attended, when other people were receiving them in the past, I've attended twice. I think what I'll probably be most aware of is the company that I'm joining, of the wonderful people that have received it in the past,
Now, this is called the Medal of Freedom. Is that correct?
No, this is the Kennedy Center
Right.
honors.
Okay, so it's a separate category. And each year there's a group of people that will
Five,
be there.
yeah.
They're going to be in some balcony overlooking
Yeah.
all of this.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be watching And I think it's going to be telecast, is it?
Yeah, it is. A couple of weeks afterwards.
Pleasure to see you again. Jack Lemmon,
Good
we're
to see
talking
you.
about my fellow Americans here in Los Angeles. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.